Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Your internet circle. Welcome to another installment of Building the Team. So, last week we had our, even was last week? 400 points, generic themes, and, I can't even remember the team I ran at this point. Did alright with it, though. Was it the martial artist team with Batman? It wasn't the martial artist with Batman and the Ninja Turtles. Oh, Soldier Team. Yeah, I ran the Soldier Team. And, did alright. Could have done better. I had a few games where, it's a few flubbed rolls will do it, so. But I think I went 1 and 2. Anyway, so this week's build, we've got, Hunger Games. The idea is pick 2 figures, each one male, 1 female, both of them 100 points or less, and then you place them in starting in the starting area, and in the center squares of the map have special objects to use. So first off, my special object of choice will be the Beetle Pod, which grants the flight ability, toughness, and modifies speed by +2. So okay, all right. So my candidates for tributes. First off, we've got an X Factor themed couple of tributes in the form of Havoc and Polaris. So, looking at Havoc, he comes in at 81 points, so he's under 100. Avengers, Brotherhood of Mutants, Star Generals, X Factor, X-Men keywords. 2 traits. First off is Summers Brothers. Havoc ignores all damage dealt by characters named Cyclops unless it's dealt by a close combat attack. This ability cannot be ignored. Okay. So if he goes head to head against a figure named Cyclops, he's protected. Next up is Destined Duo. When Havoc is adjacent to a character named Polaris, they both modify their attack values by +1 if not already modified by this effect. Okay, alright. Then he's got, on speed, he's got Running Shot. On attack, he opens up with Penetrating Saving Blast, which gives way to Pulse Wave. On defense, he opens up with Toughness, which gives way to Energy Deflection, which then gives way to Willpower. And on damage, we open up with the special power Plasma Discharge. When Havoc makes a ranged combat attack targeting an opposing character and has a direct line of fire, the area of effect of the attack includes all other characters occupying squares adjacent to the squares the line of fire passes through. Target is dealt damage normally, and each other hit character is dealt 1 penetrating damage. Okay. Then after that, he clicks into leadership. Alright. Now looking at Polaris, comes in at 94 points. She's got Acolytes, Horsemen of Apocalypse, Star Jammers, X Factor, and X-Men keywords. And she also has the Destined Duo trait. However, it's different from Havoc's, which is adjacent to a character named Havoc. They both modify their defense values by +1. It's not already modified, so. Okay. Keep them together and running around with +1 attack, +1 defense. That's always good. She's got Running Shot on speed. On attack, she opens up with Telekinesis, which gives way to Energy Explosion. Then on defense, she opens up with Barrier, which gives way to Energy Deflection, which then gives way to Willpower. And on damage, she opens up with the special power Magnetic Crush. When Polaris uses Telekinesis and places an opposing character, after action is resolved, she deals damage to that character equal to her damage value -1. Okay. And finally, she clicks into Enhancement on damage. Next up, we have ourselves an X-Men themed pair of tributes. First off, we've got Wolverine. Wolverine comes in at 100 points, has the X-Men team ability, as well as the Alpha Flight, Animal, Weapon X, and X-Men keywords, and 2 traits. First off is Track and Kill. At the beginning of the game, choose an opposing character. At the beginning of your turn, if that character is within 6 squares of Wolverine, choose one. That character can't use Shapeshift yourself this turn, or modify Wolverine's speed value by +2 this turn. Excuse me. Then the other trait is Healing Factor. At the beginning of your turn, you may heal Wolverine of 1 damage. Okay. Look at the dial. We open up with Charge. That gives way to Leap Climb. That's speed. On attack, we've got Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, we've got Toughness, which gives way to Invincible, which gives way to Super Senses. And that is the dial. Next up, we've got Jean Grey. Jean comes in at 100 points and has the X-Men team ability as well as the X-Factor and X-Men keywords. She opens up her dial with the special power on Team Transport on speed. Jean Grey can use Running Shot. When she does, her speed value is not decreased by the carry ability, and she may carry up to 3 characters if they share a keyword with her. Okay. That gives way to Mind Control, which then gives way to Force Blast. Alright. On attack, we open up with Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by Telekinesis. Okay. Defense, we open up with Energy Deflection, which gives... Then on damage, we open up with Enhancement, which gives way to Support. Alright. Next up, we've got ourselves an X-Force pair. Starting off with Domino. Domino comes in at 90 points and has the X-Men team ability. She also has the 6-pack X-Force Assassin, Soldier, and Spy keywords, as well as 2 traits. First off is X-Force, which allows her to use Stealth. Next up is Bad Luck Lady. Domino can use Probability Control. When an opposing character re-rolls an attack targeting Domino, immediately modify the attacker's attack and damage values by -1. Okay, that's always a plus. Looking at the dial, we got a couple clicks of Running Shot, followed by a couple clicks of Stealth. On attack, we open up with a few clicks of Precision Strike, followed by a couple clicks at the end of Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, we open up with a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, followed by a couple clicks of Super Senses, followed by a click of Regeneration. Then on damage, on the last couple clicks, she's got Shape Change. Okay. Next up, we've got Cable. Now this is not the Cable we usually run. The same sculpt with a different paint job, though. This Cable comes in at 100 points, and has the 6-pack X-Force, X-Men, and Soldier keywords. He's got a trait, Fighter from the Future. Cable can use Phasing Teleport and Range Combat Expert. Okay. Anyway, we open up with... he's got Running Shot and Speed, which gives way to Sidestep, which gives way to Stealth. On attack, we open up with Telekinesis. Right, we've got a few clicks of that for attack, and that's it. On defense, we open up with a couple clicks of Toughness, followed by a few clicks of Inertial Deflection, followed by a click of Regeneration. And then at the beginning, the first 2 and last 2 clicks of the dial on damage are both a special power one way or another. Cable can use Leadership. If he fails to roll for Leadership, he can use Outwit until your next turn. Okay. Next up is one that you could say is your X-Men or X-Force theme, and we'll have Wolverine and the all-new Wolverine. Alright, so we'll start with Wolverine here. Comes in at 100 points. He's got the Weapon X, X-Force, and X-Men keywords, as well as the trait, The Best There Is. Wolverine's powers and abilities can't be countered. At the beginning of your turn, heal Wolverine a number of clicks equal to his action tokens. Okay. Looking at the dial, we open up with a few clicks of Charge, followed by a couple clicks of Flurry. On attack, we open up with a few clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, followed by a couple clicks of Precision Strike. Defense, he's got Indomitable, so built-in willpower, yay. We start off with a couple clicks of Toughness, followed by a few clicks of Combat Reflexes. On damage, we open up with a few clicks of Exploit Weakness, followed by a couple clicks of Battle Fury. Not too shabby. I will admit, 5 clicks is a bit pricey for 100 points, even with the protection from Outwit. Next up, we've got the all-new Wolverine. So all-new Wolverine comes in at 100 points, has the all-new X-Men, Circle of 4, Weapon X, X-Force, and X-Men keywords. And she has 3 traits. First off is Unexpected Team-Ups. During Force Destruction, all-new Wolverine gains all the keywords of one character she shares at least one of her printed keywords with. Okay. I actually think, yeah. Next up is Jonathan the Unstoppable Wolverine. As a free action, you can create a Jonathan Bystander once per game. The first time each game that Bystander will be KO'd, it instead is not. Then we've got Kickstarted Healing Factor. At the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6 and add the number of action tokens on all-new Wolverine. On a final result of 5 or more, heal 1 click. Now the Jonathan Pog has got Charge, Blaze Claw's Fangs, and Battle Fury. Looking at the dial, we start with a couple clicks of Charge with Speed and end with a couple clicks of Charge with Speed. On attack, it's Blaze Claw's Fangs straight down. On defense, she's got Indomitable as well as Wolverine does, and it has a few clicks of Combat Reflexes followed by a couple clicks of Regeneration. Then we've got two clicks of Perplex to start off with, and 2 clicks of Battle Fury to finish off with. Alrighty. Next up, we've got ourselves an Avengers pair. Hawkeye. And Black Widow. So we'll start with Hawkeye. It's the Hawkeye I pretty much always run. So it comes in at 75 points as the Avengers Initiative team ability, as well as the Avengers Martial Artist Spy and Stark Industry keywords, and Improved Targeting ignores characters. It also has a trait. You and I remember Budapest very differently. This allows him to use Running Shot. When he is adjacent to a friendly character named Black Widow, they both modify their attack values by +1, if not already modified by this effect. Okay. And he's got Stealth, which gives way to Sidestep. He opens up with Penetrating Lightning Blast on attack, which gives way to the special power Explosive Arrows. Allows him to use Energy Explosion and Improved Targeting, ignores and destroys blocking terrain. On a defense, he opens up with Willpower, which gives way to Energy Deflection. On damage, he opens up with Enhancement, which gives way to the special power the Deadly Hawk. This allows Hawkeye to use Ranged Combat Expert. When he has no action tokens, he may either activate it as a ranged combat action, or he may modify his attack value by an additional +1 when using it. Not too shabby. Moving on to Black Widow. This Black Widow comes from the Captain America Civil War starter set. She comes in at 95 points and has the Avengers Initiative team ability, as well as the Avengers, Shield, Assassin, and Spy keywords. She also has a trait for an additional 5 points, which we will be using. Iron Man is right. Black Widow can use plasticity. Okay. Anyway, so looking at the dial, we open up with some Charge, followed by some Sidestep, which gives her to Leap Climb. On attack, she opens up with a special power, Get Close to You. Yes, she does. Adjacent opposing characters modify their attack and defense value by -1 if they have at least 1 action token. This then gives way to Poison. On defense, she's got Indomitable, always a plus. She starts off with Super Senses, which then gives way to Combat Reflexes. And on damage, she opens up with Outwit, which then gives way to Shape Change. Not a bad pair. Next up, we've got a completely non-themed pair. This was the first pair I put together, but it's this pair will We got Deathstroke to start with. And Wonder Woman. So Deathstroke comes in at 100 points, has the Team Player Wildcard ability, as well as the Hide, Society, Suicide Squad, Assassin, Martial Artist, and Soldier keywords. He also has Improved Movement, ignores Hindering Terrain, and the trait, Remember, We're Getting Paid. When Deathstroke KOs one or more opposing characters with an attack, after resolutions, heal Deathstroke 2 clicks. Okay. Looking at the dial, we open up with a special power, The Best There Is, which gives him Charge and Running Shot. That gives way to a couple clicks of Sidestep, followed by a click of Stealth. On attack, we open up with a few clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by a few clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defense, he's got Indomitable, built-in willpower, yay. He starts off with a couple clicks of Invulnerability, followed by a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, followed by a click of Regeneration. On damage, we open up with a few clicks of Exploit Weakness, which then gives way to a few clicks of Ranged Combat Expert. All in all, a pretty solid dial. Next up, we've got Wonder Woman. Better look at her. It's from DC Rebirth. Anyway, 1D here comes in at 100 points, has the Justice League team ability as well as the Amazon, Justice League, Trinity, Mystical, and Warrior keywords. She also has 2 traits. First off is Leading the Charge. When Wonder Woman makes the first attack during a turn and hits, until your next turn, other friendly characters with the Justice League keyword can use Close Combat Expert. Okay, that's not going to matter. Next up, we've got Lasso and Shield. Energy Shield Deflection, Super Senses, but only against close attacks. Okay. Looking at the dial, we open up with a few clicks of Charge, followed by a few clicks of Flurry. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, followed by a couple clicks of Super Strength. Defense, she's got Indomitable. And she opens up with a few clicks of Vulnerability, followed by a few clicks of Toughness. And she actually has a 3 damage value for the entirety of her dial. Not too shabby. Alrighty. Next up, we've got. This is actually the second one I put together, and this was I say second in the idea of I thought of them, then I thought maybe I should replace one of them with a different version of the character, but after doing some comparisons, I decided to stick with this. It's a Batman family duo with Black Bat and Nightwing. So we'll start things off with Black Bat. Black Bat comes in at 100 points, has the Batman Ally team ability. She also has the Batman family, Batman Incorporated, and Martial Artist keywords. And Improved Movement ignores elevated terrain, hindering terrain, and characters. And finally, we have a trait, Shrouded in Shadow. Immediately after the resolution of an attack where an opposing character takes damage from an attack by Black Bat, she can use Smoke Cloud as a free action. Okay. So she can make her own hindering terrain. That's great for someone with, whose team ability is stealth. Anyway, looking at the dial, we've got some Charge, followed by some Flurry. On attack, we open up with a special power, 1 against the Triads. Black Bat can use Quake. When she does and rolls doubles, hit characters that are given an action token. Oh, that can be good. That can be very good. Then on defense, she opens up with Combat she's Indomitable, so built-in willpower, yay. She opens up with Combat Reflexes, which gives way to Super Senses. Then on damage, she clicks into Exploit Weakness, which then gives way to Outwit, which then gives way to Close Combat Expert. Next up on our little Bat Family duo is Nightwing. This is the Nightwing we generally use, because it's the best Nightwing in the game. Fight me. Anyways, Nightwing comes in at 100 points, has the Batman Ally team ability, as well as the Batman family, Batman Incorporated, Bloodhaven, Detective, Martial Artist, and Police keywords. He's also got a Improved Movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. And he has a trait, The Enemy of My Enemy. Once per game, give Nightwing a free action to place a Tony Zuko bystander token in an adjacent square as included with this card. And the Tony Zuko bystander token. Anyway, Tony comes in. Tony has 5 range, toughness, and the special power on damage atonement, which allows him to use perplex and support. So he's great for, when once we'll start taking hits, well, you can, if he's adjacent, he can perplex up his attack and then use support, and voila. Anyway, looking at the dial itself, we open up with the special power Flying Grayson. Nightwing can use Charge or Flurry. Nightwing can target opposing characters with close combat attacks regardless of elevation. Okay. I'm just... Having read that so many times, I started thinking, wouldn't it be cool if you made Nightwing giant or colossal? Or gave him the giant damage symbol, or gave him giant reach or colossal reach. Well, some form of giant reach. And you say, oh, hey, yeah, he's way back here, but, oh, 1, 2, 3. Hey, he just hit you. Anyway, that gives way to regular charge. On attack, we open up with Incapacitate, which gives way to Smoke Cloud. On defense, he's got Indomitable, and he opens up with the special power Second City Saint. Nightwing can use combat reflexes and defend. When Nightwing is the target of a ranged combat attack, he can use Super Senses. That gives way to just regular combat reflexes and then regeneration. On damage, he clicks into Outwit, and then that gives way to Close Combat Expert. Alright, and now our final pair of tributes. The Justice League pair, consisting of Green Arrow and Black Canary. So, Green Arrow comes in at 85 points, has the Justice League team ability as well as the Justice League Elite, Star City, Martial Arts, and Politician keywords. This was a trait, Trick Arrows. Green Arrow begins the game with 5 Trick Arrow tokens. Give him a free action to remove a Trick Arrow token and shoots Energy Explosion, Incapacitate, Precision Strike, or Penetrating Psychic Blast. Green Arrow can use that power this turn. Looking at the dial, he opens up with Running Shot, which gives way to Sidestep. He's got nothing on attack. On defense, we open up with Energy Deflection, followed by Super Senses, followed by Combat Reflexes. And on damage, we click into Ranged Combat Expert. Now, looking at Black Canary, she comes in at 100 points, has the Batman Ally Team ability, as well as the Birds of Prey, Justice League, and Martial Arts keywords. She also has a trait, In Contact with Oracle. When a friendly character named, who is the Streets of Gotham Fast Forces Oracle, is on the map, and Black Canary is given a non-free action, she may modify any of her combat values by +1 until your next turn. She opens up, anyway, Black Canary's dial opens up with Running Shot, which gives way to Leap Climb. On attack, she opens up with Pulse Wave, which gives way to Incapacitate, which then gives way to Energy Explosion. Then on defense, we open up with Combat Reflexes, which gives way to, well, we've got Combat Reflexes on defense. Then on damage, we open up with Close Combat Expert, which then gives way to Perplex, which then gives way to Outwit. And those are our groups of tributes for the week. Potential tributes. And that's it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal are in the description box down below. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put up new content. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.